What does North Eastern Zimbabwe have that Southern Malta does not? No street view coverage by Google. I don't know about Northeast. But Northwest Zimbabwe has the absolutely stunning Victoria Falls and Malta doesn't have those. I've been to Southern Malta and I am quite sure that Southern Malta has some things that Northeastern Zimbabwe most probably doesn't have. A shitload of lithium. And they've recently made an attempt to ban the export of illicitly mined unprocessed ore, inviting battery manufacturers to open factories there. Source https://www. Reuters. com/world/Africa/Zimbabwe bans raw lithium exports curb artisanal mining 2022-1221/#:text equals %22 no %20 lithium %20 bearing %20 ores %2 C %20 ore. By %20 mines %20 minister %20 Winston %20 Chitondo. The biggest difference is that singer Chris de Burgh, Don't Pay the Ferryman, Lady in Red, was only born in Malta. His decision to be born in Malta brewed some controversy. But he assured Zimbabwe that it was not personal. More secularism. Malta is highly Christian almost exclusively. Zimbabwe has at least 10x greater disposition toward Christianity. Some may feel sending a population to a highly religious country denies them basic human rights. I would say water. Water is quite limited in Malta. Also, Southern Malta is about 2 feet from Northern Malta, Gozo, because Malta is a little place. Maybe something Malta has is proximity to Tunisia and Italy. Crusaders in their history? A tech industry? Zimbabwe probably has a ton more fruit given its climate and location. Is it possible to knock someone out without ill effects like they do in the movies? Ketamine or etomidate work pretty quick to knock you out and then do stuff. We use it before popping shoulders back in. You wake up pretty much wondering when I'm gonna start. I've often wondered the same. Seems like a knock on the head hard enough to knock you unconscious would result in a very serious injury. A quick rap on the back of the neck like you see in many shows is just silly. How would that lead to unconsciousness? Now maybe the Vulcan pinch thing. Even professional anesthesiologists get it wrong sometimes. So I doubt it's very easy at all to inconsequentially knock someone out. I read once that it's similar to getting a concussion and shouldn't be shaken of like they do. It's very easy for that to have lasting damage. Your brain is very squishy. I've been knocked out, dragged home away and was woken up. Didn't know what happened, but I wasn't dazed or confused. I was also knocked out and was in and out the entire time for about 10 minutes and didn't really gain full consciousness until the next morning. Nah. Drugs will leave you groggy AF after and are pretty particular on dosing. A good blood choke is the closest I know to out. Then fine as soon as you wake up. But those don't have people out for very long at all. You can certainly knock people out in a variety of ways. But they all come with ill effects and can be really dangerous. The part of movies that's not as accurate is how long they stay asleep. Most of the time they're conscious again very, very quickly. Typically the longer they're asleep, the worse the ill effects are. Used to participate in martial arts tournaments. Getting knocked out messes you up pretty good. If you're unconscious for more than a few seconds, something is seriously wrong. Even if you get right back up, there's memory loss, disorientation, and sensory problems. Married guys, be honest, how often do you think about being single and sleeping with other women? When you're older and hearing the stories from friends that have effed up a great thing, you always identify the point in their timelines where they didn't exercise some discipline and let their thoughts take them away. Unrestrained, your thoughts will make you want to pursue something extra that will only reveal itself to be not an option or not great at all after it will be too late. Save yourself from being in a position where you're trying to recapture something you once had, because it will never be the same even if you get it back. I occasionally think about what life would be like if I were single, and every time I am flooded with emotions of happiness and feeling thankful that my wife chose me to spend her life with. I think about what it would be like to have sex with other women often. I have only thought about actually sleeping with other women a few times, and I again think about how I'm glad I'm with who I'm with. I've been with my wife for over 20 years now, and one of the things I'm the most afraid of is STDs, so I've played out scenes in my head before, but I always took it too far, and in my scenario I have to wind up getting a STD test, and that ruins the whole thing for me, but to each their own. And let's just say I became single, I wouldn't even know what to say to someone. So I'm sorry that I am no help at all in the question. It's nearly impossible not to. My wife, she bisexual, loves to watch those shows where these attractive singles meet on an island and try to form meaningful relationships. She loves to pull me to watch them with her. I think about sleeping with nearly every single woman on those shows. There's a selective few my wife would actually partake in. But yeah, that's my experience. She understands me but knows no amount of thoughts or even real encounters, not looking, with women I'd never leave her or stop making her feel special. What happened to mooning? A couple of underclassmen decided to bar me from leaving a car when we got to the park for ex-country practice during my senior year in high school. They had the bright idea to moon me. I gave them a good enough thrashing after hunting them through the woods to the point where it didn't happen again. If one of my gal pals didn't calm me down enough, I would have broken a nose or an arm. They all got solar plexus or light liver shots instead. Only one had enough sense to seek me out and apologize afterwards a few days later. One of the only 2 dark-skinned guys on the team, the one that did wrestling, and they decided to moon him? I don't think they realized that I wasn't nice enough of a person to let it just slide. Years ago I had graduated HS where I had been in the band. I also happened to be home from college one weekend in a car full of friends who also went to college with me and had been in the same band. You can see where I'm going here. They got 4 rears in a row while on the practice field. 1 in the front passenger window, 1 in the back passenger and 2 out the back. Pretty sure that's the only time I was ever encouraged to show my ass because my wife doesn't even want to see it. She was also on that field as she hadn't graduated yet. We didn't even date till a couple of years later. Thank God camera phones weren't prevalent then. But my bosses would probably find it funny. Being pants was a big thing when I was in middle school. Basically in gym class you pulled down another dude's shorts. Was kinda awkward when someone pulled down someone's shorts and they weren't paying underwear. Not like anyone cared about weird sexual things at my school though. Got a teacher from a Christian academy. Hire didn't make much sense on his end because private schools pay more and are better environments overall. Then we found out he had done something with a female student. He was allowed to work out the year then fired. Great job B. Comer.